Hi, I'm Maestro Mike, conductor of the Westlake Village Symphony, with today's Moment with the Maestro. Today we're talking about Rossini's opera La Cenerentola, which translates as Cinderella. It's based on the Cinderella story, and the overture to that opera, which we are performing. So, some very interesting things about this overture. For one thing, it wasn't actually written for this opera. Believe it or not, Rossini took the overture from the opera he had just written 4 months prior, an opera called La Gazzetta, which means the newspaper, and he just took it and used it almost verbatim as the overture for this opera. So what that means is there's absolutely no musical material from the opera in the overture. So we often think of opera overtures as plucking the best tunes out of the opera and giving them to you in advance to get your ears ready for what you're about to hear. None of that. Rossini actually didn't have any connections between his overtures and his operas until his very latest operas. For example, William Tell. He does a lot of connection there. But in his early operas like this one, he just wrote the opera overture as a standalone piece. And in this case, he actually borrowed it from a different piece. Because Rossini was known for being a very pragmatic composer, and he wrote very, very quickly. In fact, he had just written Barber of Seville less than a year before he wrote this opera. So that's 3 operas in less than a year, including his most famous, The Barber of Seville. So another thing he did to save time is he sort of, farmed out some of the less fun parts of the music. For example, he hired another composer to write all what are called the recitatives, which is the part of the opera where the person sort of speaks more than sings. And even a couple of the arias were written by another composer. You might think of it as a ghostwriter. Like somebody would, film composer today might have someone else orchestrate their music or write a little bit and put it under their name. So Rossini did that, and he did all these kind of tricks. He actually wrote this opera in about 3 weeks, starting around Christmas of 1816, and it premiered on January 25 of 1817, a month later.